All right. How's everyone doing today? Happy Sunday, patch week. It's been it's been a wild week, guys. I tell you what. Adler, thank you for the follow on Twitch. I appreciate that. Kay Anderson, how you doing? Chrome Nuke, good to see you. Astrono, I always screw that up. Sorry, man. Good to see you, Alan. How you doing, man? Yeah, it's been a jam-packed week. Big content drop weeks are generally that way. So we got a lot to go over. Sark, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Let's get you a shout out. Hopefully the bot's going. I think it is. How's everyone's weekend been so far? Good? Dwayne, how you doing, man? Good to see you, buddy. So had a lot of videos out this week, starting off with the content and announcement, or at least part of it, followed up by a rant on the nerfs, and then quite a bit of other stuff that was added and changed in game, and we're going to go over that today. I also went ahead and bought out the Terran Somerville on my main account so that we could take a look at this. I've been playing with it. I played with it quite a bit last night. I did a lot of just randoms, pugs, a little bit of team stuff, nothing real crazy, but I'm really enjoying it. I don't play a lot of science, which is how I built this, and I had a lot of fun with that. So we'll go over the ship itself. I have basically a mid-tier build I put on it. We'll go into more detail on that, and then we'll do a TFO or two at the end just to take a look and see how it does. And as soon as I go live, my whole family's taking turns walking out here. Hurry up. Jesus. Martin, how you doing, man? All right, so for giveaways today, this week's Discord giveaway is, let me find the right tab. We are doing a Vengeance Kelvin Timeline Dreadnought Cruiser. That'll be pulled not this Monday, but the following Monday. Just head over to the Discord server and go to the giveaways tab and click on this button right here to enter. We'll be doing a giveaway on Twitch and on YouTube for 50 million EC as well towards the end of the news segment. And we'll probably run that out to the end of the show today. All right, let's go ahead and jump right on in. All right, I'm going to use just the homepage on my channel for my notes here because I guess let's talk about this for a second. So there is, the official site. There was tons of posts. There were patches for the patches for the patches, and it's all just really kind of disconjointed. So the stuff that I wanted to, recap is basically what I've gone over so far this week. There are some other things that I haven't covered, like all the different items in the lock boxes. And to be frank, I just don't have them all. I have the ones that I want. CasualSAB and Augie both did pretty good in-depth review videos on all the different items. So I'd encourage you to check those out if there's something in particular that you're looking for. There was also some changes that were announced on Twitter, and let's just jump over there, that did not appear in any of the blog posts whatsoever, which was kind of strange. So anyways, so all of that is basically pulled together in this week's videos. So we'll just start at the beginning. So there's been an update to the Endeavor system that is now capped out at 750, which is cool. I think that we'll probably see that happening pretty continually. Again, there was no specific detail on it. Let's just find the Twitter post here. It was just kind of like buried in here on Twitter. Where is it? I'm going to scroll down too far. I don't even see it here. I'm probably just scrolling past it and just missing it. Crusher, you can definitely donate those if you just want to mail them to me. I'll do those in mini giveaways on the Discord server and also in the Fleet Discord server. The Heroian Hunters are the ones that I think are the ones to get out of those. You get the best bang for buck with the free upgrade on the tier 5. Why can't I find this, guys? Some noob action here again. Oh, you guys like my shirt? I rated Big Papa Tart last week, and he went on a rant about me, and it was positive, but he was going on about how, you know, it's a dad bod, but it's still good. So my wife had actually got me this shirt a while back. It says it's not a dad bod, and at the bottom you can't see it, but it says it's a father figure. So we're gonna roll with that, huh? All right, let me stay on track here. Am I just scrolling right past it, guys? You guys see it and I don't, or? Where the heck did it go? All right, well, we won't spend a bunch of time looking for that. So I know, another week, no ad blocker. So let me jump ahead here because I captured it in the video. So let's see here. The Endeavor cap has been raised to 750. That is everything that they announced and talked about on that. I'm not even sure. I think that patched in with the initial patch this week. So if you were maxed out and you know, wondering what else to do with that, now you got more to do. I've heard from a couple people that have maxed it out and continued to do them, that those points did stack up. And so as soon as this had gone live, those points were immediately applied to it. So, and that's true with, you know, pretty much most of the systems in the game. If you have something that kind of maxes out, if you still continue to accumulate them, if they expand that system, then you end up, you know, getting that, you know, that applied to that particular system. So that's kind of nice. So don't ever feel like, you know, if you max something out and you don't, you know, you don't feel like there's a point of doing it if it doesn't give any other rewards that you're interested in, then, you know, continuing to do it is not a bad idea, so that, you know, you can get a head start on people that are for yourself. I mean, really, it's not even on people, to get up to the next new max level on it. So it was a little bit of a surprise that popped in. So I'm pretty pumped about it. For me, it doesn't make a big difference. I've been pretty lazy on it, as I talked about in this video. I'm not even at 300, so I'm generally just kind of focus on the easy stuff, and then, you know, pick the points that I want like everybody else. But I definitely could be more diligent on that, and especially for a brand new player coming in, that's something I would focus on pretty heavily to start with, because it really does make a big difference. Cesspool, what's up, man? Justin, how you doing? I got 20 Endeavor points since the update. Is that ones that you just earned, Crusher, or is that ones that you had stacked up? I like boring and quick. The quicker the better. Yeah. Chaotic, how's it going, man? Adler, I'm doing well. How about you? So Endeavor system expanded, have at it. Let's take a look at something else they dropped in. I didn't see this part announced either. And with large patches and things like that, you should definitely, and I would just advise, geez, why is that so big? Oh, I took a screenshot of it. I would advise checking this tab, you know, periodically, but in the promo tab, I claimed mine already. They had a free bridge officer training token. I haven't used mine yet, but I did claim it. And it'll look like this basically. It also showed up in the featured area, so where you could buy them, you had these two and the free one, and that was basically just a repeat. So if you haven't grabbed that, if you didn't know about it, then make sure you grab that. TriZander, dude, what's up? Yeah, does it not work? Which part? The patch? Oh, and I'm sorry, I don't have any sound commands, dude. I'll have to work on that for you. I added the hug emote for for Caleth onto Twitch, but it's still under review after a whole week, so I don't know what's going on with that. All right, so free, the keyword, Elite Bridge Officer Training Token. Definitely grab that. Let's talk about that again. We've gone over this quite a bit, but you know, we have the pricing and stuff now, so it's going to be $5 for one, this regular pricing, $12 for 4 of them. I wouldn't mind to have a few of these if, you know, if I bought them for Zen, or if, I don't know, you know, if I could earn them in game. And the reason for that is when I set up this ship that we're going to look at here shortly, it, successful, I'll have to add you to the list here so you can not have to worry about that. Setting up this ship and picking up the new SROs, I spent a long time at the vendor. And what I ended up doing, I was setting this one up for science, and so I just bought like every science ability I could get my hands on and just trained all of it. I didn't touch the tactical ones. I didn't touch the engineer ones. And if I apply, or if you apply, you know, one of these to a bridge officer, especially a fresh one, they're going to get all of your basic abilities all the way up to the 3rd tier, which normally you would have to craft or buy off the exchange. It doesn't do anything for specialization, but for, you know, quality of life, that's really, really nice. Because when I was training that, and we were just chatting in Discord, you know, we were talking about how, you know, we're constantly doing different builds and things like that, and I spend a lot of time running to the trainer, you know, back and forth all the time. So a token like this to just unlock all of that would save me a lot of time that I could be spending doing other stuff in game that I enjoy, as opposed to training. As for the rest of it, the ground stuff and all of that, it's not bad. It's like I said in the video where I covered this, it's just not super useful for me. So Mystic, how's it going? I'm doing well, thank you. All right, so that's bridge officer tokens. We've really kind of beat that horse quite a bit. I don't know if that's okay to say, but anyways. Next we had I kind of covered this part of the expansion or the adjustment to fleets heavily, because this is what I was most interested in, and that is the SROs. And the reason for that is because it's the most important part to me. I did go and take a look at the Admiralty cards and those kinds of things, and they're not like terrible. I wouldn't say that they're like OP, but they are outrageously expensive. They're I forgot how many marks they are, but they're like 500,000 dilithium. It's insane, and I have some higher level thoughts on that about why they're doing what they're doing with that kind of stuff. Well, we all know why, right? They're trying to create more dill sinks and stuff, but they're not doing a great job on that. And I believe we'll be doing a podcast tonight with Triz, and I'll talk a little bit more in detail about that, because that's gonna be covered on some of the subject matter. So, TriZander, did we figure out a time for that? I haven't checked my DM since earlier this morning. Geek, I know. I had a basketball game at 5 with my kid, and then they had a championship game, and then my family wanted to go out to eat after, so it was like 8:30 by the time I got back. I knew I had the game. I was hoping I'd be able to show up in like the middle of the Sims, but it didn't work out, unfortunately. Okay, 9:30 Mountain Standard Time, and that'll be. Will that be multi-streamed? I have a shout out for. I just got to remember what it is. Let me grab it here. But if you'd like some feedback, or some of our deep dive thoughts on some of the changes and different things that have happened, guys, I'd really recommend tuning into that tonight. Let's see here. I spelled your whole name out. So there is the link to TriZander's YouTube channel. Click on that. Hit the reminder if he has that made already. If not, that'll be tonight at 9:30 Mountain Standard Time. So the SRO bridge officers, I'm super pumped. I got all mine in. They're working perfect the way that they should. We're getting a lot of feedback that there's some problems with them still, and I think Nick MB actually checked that last night on his, and he is having an issue with that. I don't know if it's affecting other traits, but the issue that we were having months back, where you have like the 3 different versions of SRO, right? So there's basic, Romulan operative, there's Romulan operative, and there's superior Romulan operative. If you have a Romulan character, you're getting all 3 of those variants stacked on one bridge officer. So it's giving a abnormally large amount of critical chance and critical severity on Romulan characters. I don't know if that is just the fleet ones. I would assume most of you guys don't have the fleet ones if you're on Romulan characters, because you can just buy them off the exchange and they're super cheap in comparison. But I can confirm on the Fed side, on my Fed characters, human, I have all the fleet ones, and I am not having that problem. So just be aware, there'll hopefully be a fix coming with that. Last time they fixed it, it broke quite a bit of stuff. So we'll see what happens. Spencer, what's up, dude? Let's get you a shout out. If you're looking, like I said, for a little in-depth on the actual lockbox and what all comes in it, CasualSAB has a really good video on that. So there is his link as well. Check that out if you're interested. So SROs working as intended for half. I'm assuming for Fed it's probably working fine. I'm sorry, for KDF Fed it's working fine. But if it's a Romulan tune, I'm pretty sure that you all are gonna be having problems with that. All right, let's go ahead and move along. So there were quite a few other adjustments. They made some quality of life adjustments to the fleet stuff, and that looks to be working pretty good. Admiralty cards, the duty officers, as of now, I'm not seeing anything there super exciting. And when you put on top of that the costs that they're charging for it, it doesn't make any sense at all. All right, so let's talk about my rant. That's from this video here. So this has to do with the nerfs to a few consoles, and let's take a look at that there. Was that on the original patch notes for the week? I think it was. God, that's so bright. It's too bright. It's hurting my eyes. Spencer, our fix for the dark mode doesn't seem to be working here. Nope. Weird. We'll have to look into that. All right. So they nerfed a few consoles here. And I'll just briefly kind of recap what I went over in the video. Kind of the ones that are, I think, the biggest deal. So neutronic eddies. This is off the weather control ship. This was from a summer event a few years back. It's basically been nerfed to a place where it's completely useless. The same is true with the Agony redistributor console. This comes off the Adamant from the Terran bundle that came out earlier this year. My issue and my rant, and I was pissed off, guys. I was not happy. I was gonna make a video right away on it when I saw this, and I ended up just going to work, doing my thing, and coming home and making it later. I don't know that really made a big difference, but it put me in a bad mood for like 2 days. And it wasn't so much that they've nerfed a console that may or may not been overpowered. I think in some instances some of these consoles probably were, and that they probably did need a nerf. And it's not even how bad they nerfed them. So they did basically make both of these consoles pretty much useless. I mean, they capped them at a place that just, there's tons of better stuff to run. Rep stuff, mission drop stuff. There's much better options than these. My issue is the way that they handle these kinds of things, right? So especially like the weather control ship. This was an event ship. it was a free ship for everybody. Things get changed, balanced. I get it. Okay. This ship was added to the Mud Store not too long ago for a lot of money. I mean, even on sale, it was like $100. And again, my issue isn't even that they nerfed something that was paid for with money, although I do have a problem with that, but I understand that it is what it is. This exists in all games, warships, and on and on and on. My problem is, and I don't know if it's just a cultural issue within the company or what, but there doesn't seem to be any kind of empathy. There's no care. There's no, hey guys, I'm really sorry, but we needed to make an adjustment. Forget about the fact that it was done in, not a good way. There was much better ways, I think, to nerf this. I think they went the easy route. But even greater than that, there's no communication about this stuff, right? These problems that they had identified with these consoles, they didn't identify these on Monday and decide to fix them, on Tuesday, Wednesday, right? This stuff's been in the works for a long time, and I'm assuming with the weather control ship, that ship's been out for 2 years plus. So I'm assuming they've known this stuff for a long time, and even prior to working on this, why is there no known issues stated about these things where this console or the Agony console is not performing as intended? We're currently working on it so that if you go in and you buy on sale $100 ship, and a lot of people buy this ship, the trait's pretty good, but the console is excellent for a science build, and I personally know people that bought it for that, and they basically threw away $100 because it's useless now. There was no information, nothing, no heads up given prior to making these kinds of changes so that people could make a reasonable decision about how they wanted to spend their money. And the same thing is true to a certain extent with the Agony console. It is a newer ship and those kinds of things. But again, there's nothing at all said about it. And I've gotten feedback. Well, anyone that plays the game should know that these are coming and this and that. And that might be true in reality, but that's not. I can't run my business that way. I don't think it's right. And I think at a minimum, the communication on this stuff has to be better, or I'm not going to spend any money in the game anymore. Because I don't know if I buy something, if out of nowhere it's going to be completely, destroyed. And again, I understand balancing, and they didn't balance these. They made them basically to where you should just delete them. I mean, don't delete them, because I'm hoping that they'll fix them at some point. But that's what they did to these. These aren't even balanced. They basically took the money that that you paid for these and burned it for you, And it extra hurts for me because like 2 days before this, I had used one of my coupons from the event campaign on my free-to-play to pick up the Adamant specifically for this console. And yes, that is a good ship, and I will probably use it at some point, but had there been some information given about this coming down the pipeline, I wouldn't have got it. I would have gotten something else and maybe said, okay, I'll wait till they make some adjustments to it and look and see how it is and get it on next year's, on my free-to-play, that is. So that's really my issue with this, and I think again on the podcast tonight we'll talk more in detail about this. But my issue is really the communication side of this stuff, and I just I don't think it's right. I asked my wife. I said, hey, if she's a big Fortnite player, if you bought some like super popular skin in Fortnite, and 3 months later, they changed the way it looked for whatever reason, how would you feel about that? And she said, well, they have done that, and they offered to give me all my money back, every single person. If you had bought this skin, you could get a complete refund if you want to. And they just did that. That was a part of the release because they understand that, that's going to make people unhappy. And, and sometimes things just happen that make people unhappy, but these people paid money. We're your customer. We're your client. There was a comment on one of the streams where I think it was Kale. He had just kind of casually just mentioned, it's really rubbed me the wrong way, that what's that console everyone's complaining about that got nerfed, and he couldn't think of it, and then he thought of it and went on to talk. But I think that was a good example of the attitude. I'm not just complaining about it. I'm your client that spent hard-earned money for products from you, and you guys not only nerfed it in the ground, which again is less of my issue, but it's just done in this such cavalier way that it just really rubs me the wrong way, guys. But we'll leave that there because I don't want to get irritated again. And again, I'm not trying to poop on anybody in particular, but the company and the way that they run this stuff, it's almost like there's this disconnect from their players. Their players aren't, people that, are just coming in and trying to mooch off them. We're paying customers, and I don't feel like, we're being treated that way all the time. All right, I'll leave that there, guys, because I don't want to keep on going. But if you haven't watched the video, check it out. I'm interested to get more. I really enjoy your guys' feedback. I'm going to be running a lot more polls about different things as well. And the polls give, a limited kind of amount of options. You can only pick one, but I really enjoy reading your guys' comments on those too. Because there's, the stuff I haven't thought about, and it's helpful informing the way that not just I put together content, but I'm hoping at some point, maybe, Cryptic will look at some of this, information we're being able to pull together and get a better idea of what are the players asking for, right? And, and what could they then make happen, that would either solve problems or make the game better, that aligns with, their goals and what the players are asking for. If you don't give the players what they're asking for, you're not going to keep long-term players, and that's the problem. So that's up on the channel if you guys want to check that out. All right, so and then lastly, we have the ship. And let's just take a quick look at how to get it. I'm sure most of you guys by now are more than aware, but if you are not, if you're brand new, just stopping in and just started playing the game. I know I started during an anniversary event where I could have got the, what was it? The Bajoran Interceptor. And in hindsight, I'm just so bummed out. But I had no understanding, not just of the game, but just MMOs and events in general. So, but basically, if you just started the game, what you're going to want to do is come up to this button here, go to Events, and you're going to want to make sure that you click on the Emperor's Will. And you're just going to run one of these one time per day, and you'll get a progress bar. I bought this one out, so that's not showing. And then you'll need 20 days of those, and you'll be able to unlock the ship, and that is a account-wide unlock. So once you unlock it, it'll show up in your inventory on this character, and you will then be able to go to any of your other characters on your account from the same tab. You'll just go down to Reclaim. You'll click on Ships here, and you will be able to pick any ship that you've unlocked through an event. All right, let's do this, guys. Let's get the giveaways going, and then we're going to take a look at the ship and do some runs. I'm going to get a refill real quick here. My mouth is just getting dry. Can't believe we've been live for 30 minutes. It's like flying by. Augie, what's up, dude? Kale's a CM he doesn't make. No, I agree. And I would say Kale's probably more of the... he's more of a spokesman for them, but Kale definitely doesn't make these kind of decisions. Kale's the one that, should be out, showing the empathy. Hey guys, I understand, collecting that information and those kinds of things. I think in general, like I said, I'm not pooping on anybody individually. And Kale's probably, at the least of, which we could point fingers at for this kind of thing. For sure. He's a good dude. I've talked to him multiple times and stuff. And I think he tries as hard as he can. I think just the structure of, the way the company's set up, and especially when you compare it to other games in terms of, community engagement and stuff. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but if you guys have played any other, MMOs, Warships, anything like that, and engaged with the company on their community, streams and things like that, I don't even have to tell you the difference there. Yep, we all do know that they nerf stuff. Yep, and like I said, I addressed that as well. And I think you agree. You said in your video they didn't nerf those things. They burned them, right? So it was a bad job at the nerf. And again, I think the community, or the communication stuff on that, people like myself and a lot of you guys, Augie, we're reading the blogs, we're testing stuff. We, should have a good idea when things are coming like this. The majority of the game base doesn't. They watch our videos and they say, "Oh, Agony Redistributor, that's a great console. I'm going to grab that." And then they find out that they just wasted their money, or that their build's not working now, and they had no idea because there was no communication. So, just kind of finish off on that. The issue is not that they nerf stuff. Every single game they have to balance and do those kinds of things. It's the way that they go about doing that. In Warships, we know in months in advance if balancing things are even being looked at on a ship. And then we know in advance what they're going to do to it. Then it goes into like live testing, so you can try it and there might be some extra little adjustment. And then on top of that, if you had bought that ship previously and you're just unhappy for whatever reason, they exchange it for another ship or give you your doubloons back /EC. You know, that is what I'm upset about, and that's the problem that I have. And I understand that is the way it's been, and probably will continue to be. And so we do have to just accept that, I think, if we're going to play the game. But that doesn't mean I'm going to be quiet about it, you know. So, and I don't think you guys should be either. But I do think that, you know, everyone needs to be respectful about it and those kinds of things. I mean, it's not personal, right? These guys aren't saying, "I'll screw them," or anything like that. And we need to make sure that we're not doing that either, you know, when we're talking about these kinds of things. All right, let me get a refill here, and then we'll get the giveaways going, and then we'll take a look at the ISS Gandalf here. And he actually transforms into Gandalf the White. It's pretty exciting, but we'll take a look at that in just a minute. All right, guys, I will be right back with you. All right, I am back. Sorry about that. Let's go ahead and get the giveaways started here. Yeah, Augie, I agree with the previous statement you made there too. Most of the people that work on the game and work for the company do not play the game in any kind of, I mean, like you said, they play it in passing, right? And so there's really a lack of kind of, it's not even just how the game works, but a lack of understanding of what people want, you know, and how they want it. And I think that's really the core issue with it. All right, so we're gonna do 100 million EC. We'll run this for 20 minutes. I'm gonna do it on Twitch and on YouTube. You can enter both, you just cannot win both. So if you want a 2 times chance, jump over to either platform as well, or in addition, so that you can get in on both. You do need to be here to say something in chat, and then you'll need to be able to contact me through Discord. If you're not a part of the Discord server and would like to be, there's links below the video feed there on both the platforms. Also, I better check if you're watching on Facebook. I apologize if I'm ignoring you. I'm just trying to get enough hours together so I can unlock some other features so I can do more with that. So if you are on Facebook, I'm looking now. Looks like we have 1 or 2 viewers. Hello, and I'm sorry if I'm missing you. All right, let's get the giveaways started. Okay, 100 million EC, 20 minutes. Hey Siri, set alarm for 20 minutes. And let's get exclamation point raffle in the chat on YouTube. That is live. And let's go ahead and get one started here for Twitch. Okay, that's good. Good. Everyone gets 1 ticket. It's free. There's no points or any of that kind of thing. So it's just 1 entry for anybody that would like to join. I would appreciate if you are a follower or subscriber on Twitch or YouTube, but you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. Okay, and that is also live on Twitch. Saberson42 on Twitch, how you doing? Sorry I missed you there. All right, those are both going. All right. All right, so let's take a look at the ship. I'm really liking it. For a free ship, this is awesome. I'm not going to go into like super detail on the build. I'll just kind of give you the overall kind of high level on it. I will be putting out a number of videos on this from the budget, mid-tier, and high-end. Adler, hey, thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. All right, so let's take a look here. So what I did on this build, we put together last night, myself and Nick MB, we worked on this. It's nothing super OP, but basically the requirements were no lockbox ship consoles or traits. So this entire build is put together with, it does have some lockbox consoles, but they're like ones that you can buy individually off the exchange. The rest is mission drops, lobby, and C-store stuff. So what we did is we went EPG is the build that we went for here, and torps up front, or a couple torps up front. Most of this stuff is here just for the set bonuses. I did do a variation of this with cannon scatter volley, which did pretty good as well. But this particle emission torpedo, the theta radiation that it does is really, really good. And so I opted to just go ahead and stay with that lineup there. For consoles, like I said, all of this is going to be from purchasable consoles off the exchange. I also kept the one that came on the ship because I wanted to mess with that. Or these are pulled off of C-Store ships. I did use some science consoles from the Fleet Research Lab, which work really, really well. These are a good budget option too, if you're putting together like a free-to-play build or something like that. Crusher, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'll check it out here in just a little bit. There's two different variations of them. So there's one that is activated off of, I believe it's firing modes, and the other is activated off of exotic damage abilities. So they give pretty good passive stats, and there's different flavors of them. But I went with this because this has a bunch of exotic damage abilities on it. So anytime I activate one, I have a 25% chance to get 6% bonus exotic damage for 30 seconds, and that stacks up to 5 times. And I have 2 of them on there. So on like a budget build or on like my free-to-play science build, I have quite a few of these consoles. There are stuff that outclasses it when, you know, you start picking up some of these other things like the cutting beam. The passive on here is really good. And where is it? So one of the passives, and this is kind of unique the way that this works, but activating a universal console adds 10% bonus damage to your other universal consoles for 25 seconds and stacks up 10 times. So that is a lot of bonus damage. You could stack up, you know, 100% bonus damage, which is just insane. And on a lot of these science builds, as you start to pick up, you know, some of these consoles, a lot of the damage that you're doing is from using these clickies from these consoles. So it pairs with this build very, very well. We're using some mission drop items. This comes from the which one is it? It's one of the newer ones with the Klingons, the Torment engine. Adler, thank you for the is it the membership 2 months? Thank you very much. I appreciate it. You're awesome, man. Thank you very much. Same with this item here. This comes from a mission drop. I think it's one of the ones where you're fighting the Undine. When I put these videos together, I'll have links and more detail on this stuff for you guys too, if you wanted to copy any of this. This is an interesting one too, because this is an item that comes from a mission drop, but if you look at the set, the rest of the items come from your rep system. So it's kind of interesting. I don't think there's many others that do this, where you have sets that come from multiple different sources. There are a couple others that I can think of, but we don't see a lot of that anymore. I really wish they would do more, you know, missions and stuff that have, you know, gear that has sets and things like that. I really, really miss them doing that. I mean, I've played Home so many times. You know, I would have never played it more than once if it didn't have that, but it's the healing one. That's right. So the other variant of the research lab consoles, anytime you do a heal. So we'll look at the bridge officer layout here in just a minute, but I do not have any heals on it. So you have to fly this really kind of careful. I see this a lot with, you know, especially going from like my free-to-play to my paid account. There's like these 3 stages, right? There's like the beginning stage where you're doing budget, you can build for, you know, some survivability and those kinds of things, but you're not doing quite enough damage, especially depending on who you're in a run with, where you just don't get enough attention to where, you know, dying a lot is a big problem. But then you get into kind of like this mid-tier kind of area where you're able to do enough damage to get a lot of, you know, attention, but you don't have a good way to, you know, to stay alive and drop the threat and stuff like that. And so it becomes even more challenging at that kind of mid, you know, tier level. And then when you get into like the crazy, you know, high end level with, you know, promo ships and all those kinds of things, you're just annihilating things so fast that you don't have to worry about dying. And so it's kind of an interesting dynamic how that changes kind of along the way there. So we're using also one of the nerfed consoles. It was nerfed, but it's still beautiful ship. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate that. You don't have to do the super chats. I really appreciate it. XCage, thank you for 10 months. Wish they would add more ground patrols. I wouldn't mind that either. I'm waiting for a patrol to come out that replaces like the baseline parse map of ISA or ISE. To me, that seems like a really good environment for something like that. So they did nerf this, but it's still a good console because of the passives and the passive that it has here at the bottom. So attacks against held foes gain 50% bonus damage. So especially on a science character where you're using gravity well, if you were to use like web mines, things like that, it definitely still has a use case even with the nerf that they did to the clickable damage output. So this is one where I feel like, they made an adjustment to it, and it's a good balance that they have. Adler, dude, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I appreciate you, man. And that's what I wish I would have saw with the other consoles, where it's like, okay, they made an adjustment that makes sense. It was a little overpowered in how it was doing X, but it's still usable, right? With the way that they nerf those other ones. Don't get me started on that again. Anyways, we're still using the web spinner array here. We're using the plasma storm generator. This is off a Lobi ship, the Maquis Raider, which is a great ship. Console is super fun. I like the visual. If you don't like the visual, there's a thread on Reddit. CasualSAB did a review on it. You can actually turn off individual effects, which is kind of cool. And apparently there was, I think it was on the forums, one of the devs had stated that in a nutshell wasn't a problem. There was some concerns that some of that might get removed, those commands from the game, but it looks like they're not going to do that. I did have the dark matter anomaly, whatever it is, the new console, and it does okay. I was consistently on this build, and I had slapped it on like my torpedo build because it does kinetic damage, but it's consistently getting about 6 to 7K out of it. Passives are okay. I think it's an okay budget console. Last I checked last night, it was coming down in price. It was around 6 mil. That's from the new lockbox, but I ended up replacing it with a second one of these research lab consoles, so I could get a little bit more resting EPG skills. Because if you look at the EPG skills, they're not super high, but because you want to be about 250 or above, but 250 is kind of the minimum. But when you look through some of these other consoles, you get bonus exotic damage, and that doesn't translate onto the skill number. And it's a huge modifier. So if you're at 250 or around and you have some of these other consoles from the exchange, again, here's another one, 25% bonus damage. You're going to have plenty of EPG, skill and capability there to push a good EPG damage, build. We're using Genesis Seed. This comes off a C-Store ship as well. So all of this stuff is either mission drop, C-Store ship. It's anything you could go out and get today if you wanted to, or a lot of this stuff you might already have. Some of the consoles, they'll vary. I mean, depending on how many's out in the market, from 5 million all the way up to 20 million if they get far and few between. But most of these consoles come out of the choice packs. So if you want to get your hands on them, they're not too hard to do. A couple days of Tour of the Galaxy and farming, you can pretty much pick up any one of the ones that come off of the exchange. Let's take a look at we'll take a look at the traits next. So the traits definitely get pricier, especially when we're looking at some of the personal space traits. So unconventional systems, Boimlers. Boimlers comes from the Lobi store. I think this is probably a must-have on pretty much everything. And I use it on pretty much, everything. It's a great cooldown reduction method. But what is the first science console, please? Let me check that for you. Sorry, guys. I'll try and do a better job at the first science console is the one that comes on the ship. And let me move this over here so we're not blocking the tooltips with my camera. So the one on I'm assuming by first you mean the one on the left here. So this is the one that comes off of or comes with this event ship. So you'll get this. It does, it gives you a passive of, what is it? Plus 28.5 electrical damage. And then you're going to get 28.5 starship shield regeneration. The clicky is going to do significant shield for EPG and electrical damage. Activating in case set shields to 0. It's 25 to 100 starship. Okay, so this is giving us a big boost to our EPG generation as well for 15 seconds. And then each second for 15 seconds, it's going to do 2,890 electrical damage to 5 nearest foes within 5 kilometers. So it's basically an area of effect, you know, clicky that comes on the ship. Morning, Nick. You just wake up, man? Woke up in the future. But yes, that is that's the console that comes on this ship. So traits-wise, it's pretty much the standard stuff you'll see on most science builds. Some of these are stock ones. Particle manipulator, this is going to come from your R&D. The science school, when you get that to level 15, it'll unlock that. Duelist Fervor, this is a pretty good all-around one. So whenever you or a teammate kills something, you get a plus 5% damage. It is Cat 1 for 10 seconds. And some accuracy, it can stack up to 3 times. So in most situations, you're going to be running an extra 15% damage just from having that slotted. This is good day to die. If you are a tactical officer, this would probably be like one of the first traits I would go after, personal space traits. This changes your clicky, your captain's ability go down fighting into a clicky that can be used anytime. And it also gives you a 50% bonus all damage. So it works on everything, science, torps, whatever it is, it'll work on. And it only has a 1-minute cooldown, so it's really, really nice. Beautiful future. Adler, thank you again, dude. I appreciate you. So this is a must-have, I think. If you're a tactical officer, I would definitely pick that up. Fragment of AI. So this is going to give us energy weapons damage and control expertise. This isn't a make or break for the build, but it just felt like I should go with it because it has that good chunk of control on it. Even though this isn't a control build, it does have a gravity well. This is a stock trait. This is, again, one that I'll run on everything, especially if you're doing any team stuff, TFOs, anything like that. If you're just running, story content, this probably isn't as big of a deal, but it's basically up to 10% bonus damage. It's 2% for every teammate, including yourself. Intelligence attaché, this is excellent as well. I'd recommend this for pretty much most all builds, regardless of class, those kinds of things. Every time you have a crit hit, it's going to reduce by 2% your captain's recharge abilities, which is a part of the reason that I have this captain's ability that has a 1-minute cooldown in my spam bar. Because as I start to get critical hits, that's reduced and it becomes way, way more manageable and refreshes very, very quickly. One of the patches apparently broke Tour of the Galaxy. Really? It's been disabled until testing and fixed. That sucks. I did not know that. I haven't ran Tour of the Galaxy now in a little while. I'll have to check that out though. That's a bummer if that's the case. Hopefully they fix that right away, because that's one of the best ways I think to, especially for newer people and people in general. I mean, 15 minutes and 1,000,000 EC. It's a winner. Okay. And then next, again, I run this one on pretty much everything. Maybe not my tanks and stuff because it's not needed, but it's Terran targeting. It just gives you a passive 15% critical severity. It does affect your, I think it affects your, is it your turn rate? Increase critical hits by 10%, second. I thought this had some sort of downside that didn't matter. Did they just remove that, or? I thought that reduced like your movement speed or something like that. Am I just missing it? Oh. Okay, reduces your speed by 10%. I run this on basically everything, and that's a non-issue. Tour Galaxy's how you made your EC. Yeah, it's the way to go, man. It's a cool mission, and it's fun. I mean, because you can put together a couple different kinds of builds for that. There's different routes to take. We'll have to do that one day on a stream. Just maybe I'll just group up and we do like a race. We'll like lay out what the route should be, or I don't know. I think we could have some fun with that. All right, so next we're using Enlightenment. This is something you'd have to buy off the exchange. Comes out of a choice box, and that's for the extra exotic damage. Hull regen is always nice. Unconventional systems. On most builds I'm using this, and any kind of control ability gives a negative 7% recharge to all your universal consoles. So say you were, I don't know, doing a scatter volley build with the M6 computer, DPRM, and you wanted to be able to use that more often instead of waiting the 2 minutes. If you had tractor beam, jam sensors, and maybe another one, what's another one? I don't know. You just have another one. That would be enough to get that cooldown fairly quickly if you were being able to use those. There's some pretty good temporal abilities for being able to do that as well. There's some engineering abilities that'll use that. What is it? The one that ejects all the gas out of your ship. That's another one. So anything that has a control effect on it will affect that. And then again, we have boilers. For the traits, we're using Checkmate. And some of this stuff, I can't remember where it comes from. I think this comes from one of the Odyssey variants. This is here for the exotic damage boost, projectile damage boost. We have the 2 torpedoes up front. I'm using Entwined on this Tactical Matrix because we have the torpedoes, and I want to be able to get as much spread as I can with being able to spread around that particle emission torpedo, get that gas everywhere, because you get quite a bit of damage out of that. Okay, so that's 20 minutes on the giveaway. We'll pull that here as soon as we get done going through this. It is still live on Twitch, so if you're just showing up to YouTube right now, the giveaway has just ended on YouTube, but there is a mirrored giveaway happening on Twitch, so feel free to jump over there and enter. This one comes off the Trailblazer weaponized particles, and this is giving us a nice little boost to our exotic particle generation. That comes off the Trailblazer C-Store ship. Proof Photonic Officer. This comes off of, I can't ever pronounce it. It's the Tholian science ship out of the Lobi store. And this allows for Photonic Officer to do a better job at what it does, so it runs longer. It also gives you bonus shield healing, bonus hull healing, and bonus EPG, which is super, super nice. If you follow MCK, you are an angel. Adel, dude, you're spoiling me, man. Thank you, I appreciate it. All right. Spore-infused anomalies. This was, I don't know if it was a free code or if it was a code from one of the, every now and then, like once a year, STO will team up with a company that does charity stuff. And basically for like, what is it, like $10 or $15, you can get like a pack of like 4 tier 6 ships, vanity shields. It's really, really cheap. Next time that comes up, I'll definitely let you guys know about that because it's such a good deal. You can buy multiples of them because you're just donating, more money to charity. But it's a good opportunity to help a good cause, and the bang for buck that you get out of that with the multiple ships and stuff. It's just really, really good deal. And then lastly, I took on this Strike from Shadows, and this is mainly here for the threat reduction. Being a science build, it's kind of like Fire at Will. You're going to attract a lot more attention, especially with control abilities. So this helps reduce that threat generation that you have. For the space reps, we're going with 20% critical severity. And I guess let me say what that's called, advanced targeting system. Then we are going with precision. That's for the critical chance. Tyler's duality for the critical chance. We are using the auxiliary power configuration, the offensive version of that. So the higher your auxiliary power is set, the more of this boost you'll get. So we're getting 6.9 bonus all damage. That affects everything, and accuracy. And then lastly, we're getting particle generator amplifier for the bonus exotic damage. So you can see we're really stacking up that bonus exotic damage, and it really makes a big difference. I'll try and move this along a little bit quicker, guys. I know everyone wants to see this thing in action, so we'll just get to that, and we'll have build videos coming out a little bit later here. Elitist, what do you mean? There's no lockbox ships on here at all, Spencer. Elitist build ship. This is mid-grade. I will, though, the first video I'll have out will be 100% free to play for it, and then I'll probably either cut this one out of the stream or redo it or add to it so it's a little bit more detailed. And then I'll do a just a min-max version of it for you guys. All right, so bridge officer abilities. So it's obviously all super heavy psi. There is no hills on here. Most of the stuff you guys are probably familiar with. I'm going to kind of move through this quick here so we can get to the doing the run and then get the giveaways pulled for you guys because I am running low on time. So TAC, I went with, because I have Entwined Tactical Matrix, I went with Fire at Will 1, and then we went with Torp 2. So doing it this way allows you to not have to worry about the timing. Like on some of the tank builds or torpedo builds, we'll go with Fire at Will and Scatter Volley, but you have to time them out or you'll basically lose the proc. So you'll have to wait for, you know, the torpedoes to go off and then click, you know, the next version. So you click Fire at Will, you get a torpedo spread 1, you have to wait for that to go off, and then you can click Cannon Scatter Volley and get your next one and rotate back and forth. This will just lock it out. So if I were to, you know, click this here, because I'm not running high yield, it locks out my torp spread. As soon as the torp fires, this immediately lights back up. It's on my spam bar and it would be activated right away. So it's a little bit easier to manage so you don't have to be timing that out. I went with concentrated firepower. I'm not getting a ton out of this, but since it had command on it, I wanted to make sure that I was using it. And it's doing okay. You're getting a free high yield and you're getting your torpedoes recharged a little bit faster, so that's nice. Again, I'm going to kind of skip through some of this stuff here because it's pretty straightforward. You guys should be pretty familiar with this. If you're not, like I said, I will have this redone so that you can get more detail on it, and I'll go into more detail. Beacon of light with the word spoiler alert. That's good. All right. Let's go ahead and get a team together and let's do, I don't know, we'll do like a Starbase 1 or something fun like that. See if we can keep this bad boy alive. If you are a YouTube member, you can X up in the Discord channel. And then it's going to be here. Just put your toon name at handle, like so I can just copy and paste it for the team. And if we have any open spots after that, I will just pull from the fleet here. We're going to do a Starbase 1 Advanced for the demonstration. I haven't done that yet in this ship. So hopefully that goes well. All right, Jamie, I see you type. And anybody else that wants to get in on the run and you are a YouTube member, hit up that channel. I'll give it another minute or two, and then we'll go ahead and pull from the fleet surrounding us here. Anybody have any big plans for today? I know when I get done, I'm going to do some barbecue a little bit later, and then I'm going to watch the Game of Thrones episode. I'm really liking that. I'm also really liking the Lord of the Rings. I watched that one the night before last. Comes out on Fridays. Any of you guys watching either one of those? They're pretty good. Adler, send me a messaging game. Lord of the Rings is awesome. Yeah, I'm really liking that. They're doing a good job with it. See my chat here. Heather, I'm not sure if that's you or not, but 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's grab... I feel like I'm missing somebody here. Yep. I'm missing Chrome Nuke. Chrome Nuke, no, what am I missing? 1, 2... 1, 2, 3, 4. That's weird. I'm losing my mind here, guys. Missing Becky. And Chrome Nuke, I will pick you up on the next one here, man. If there is a next one. If not, I am sorry. But I'll make sure you get priority on the teaming for next week. Or even better yet, I'll just jump in and we'll get some warships going together. All right, Starbase 1. Let's see how this bad boy does. It's defensive, Starbase 1. All right, here we go. That's bright. Looks kind of cool. Amoe, what's up, dude? All right, I tell you what, we'll do one more after this, so we can make sure we get everybody in here. Alright, I added you, Adler, to the list in YouTube here. So we'll pick up Chrome Nuke, Adler, and then we'll have room for 2 more.
Here they come.
I always feel like the first wave on this is the hardest one. That's bright. I'll announce the, I'll pull the giveaway on YouTube after this TFO, and then I'll pull the one on Twitch after the next one, and then we'll do the raid and get everything finished up for this weekend stream. I might even do with this ship. I was thinking about just doing like a cannon scatter volley like build, just straight up. I know it's short of 2 weapons, but with the way the seating is, I mean, you can really kind of do a lot with it. And it's got a decent amount of tactical consoles. I don't know. I just it's not gonna be like the best in the world, but I think it would be usable. haven't played this map in a little while. It's a fun one. Oh, I'm pointing the wrong way. I always forget to use the sensor analysis on my science builds. I need to like move it up like right here. Do you guys play a lot of science? Sometimes I'll go like hard into it for a little while and then like I just don't touch it again for a little while, but it's such a good, I don't want to say just class because I'm using a tactical character to do it, but it's a nice, it's a good build methodology, I guess is maybe a good way to say it. Science rocks. You know, and there's a lot less stuff on my spam bar than normal. I mean, you really got to manage, like, you know, your clickies, what you're doing with it, and I don't know, sometimes I just really enjoy it. Something a little different, and it performs really, really good, too. Nuke boat, yeah. When that big tornado goes off, it's so crazy looking. The only issue I run into, and I run into this with other types of builds, but especially with science, it's so easy to lose your mouse cursor. This science EPG build is what we got on this build, or on this ship right now. I'll be doing a couple videos on this. I'll probably mainly do science stuff on it because that's really what it's for. But we'll do a budget build, mid-tier, and then high-end build on it. Oh, I'm on fire. ISS Gandalf. Let's make it Gandalf the White. Yeah, I should save that for when we do like the min-max build, but come on before I go into combat. There we go. This new shield that they gave us, or not gave us, but was in the latest box, it at first I'm like, it's ugly. And it kind of is, but it's like, it's growing on me. I don't know what the deal is, but... What I say is the best science ship. Probably the Vern is going to be the best science ship. That is, I think that's Lockbox though. C-store wise, it's going to be the Eternal, and I'll pull that up after here. Probably should have paired that with the gravity well, but that's okay. Personally, for science, I enjoy the control builds, I think, better. Because you can get up to a 12-kilometer range on those, and then the next part is working on the your negative repel, which is how fast it pulls things towards the gravity well. And if you can get those numbers up real high, you can just pull shit across the map, and it's really, really cool. The big tornado ability that is off of, it's from a Lobi ship. It's off of the Maquis Raider. It's the Ion Storm Generator is what it's called. All right, GG. That was fun. Yeah, the Genesis seat, I really like how that looks. It's cool. We have a big event horizon on it. Okay, so we're going to do one more. I'm going to grab the other two people that we weren't able to pick up in the YouTube member Discord channel, and then I'm just going to pull from the fleet around us here. If you are not interested in going and I send you an invite, just decline it. Hunger is hitting me. It just comes out of nowhere. Okay, so we're gonna need two more. Look at that big old thing. Let's grab that. Is that the new shield on that? And then let's grab from the bottom here. Who is the very lowest? Is there a premium tier 6 ship I can recommend? Science ship. So I think from the C store, well, so I mean, if you're going to use like your event campaign token on it, then the Vern is probably going to be the best one that you could get. If you want it something that's, you know, easily obtainable from the C store, then I would go with, let me find it. Why isn't this filter doing, oh, purchased? But I think it comes from this. You have to buy the whole pack for this ship, don't you? This ship's really good for science as well. Is that an event ship, Spencer? That's the Dorito, isn't it? The Fleet Colony one, okay. That's the Boomerang. So that's number 2 at the moment, huh? What do you think for C-store ships? I used this one for quite a while and it did pretty well, but there has been quite a bit of stuff that's come out after, and I think you have to buy this with the pack. Yeah, the Grissom, I got that on my free-to-play. I got it mainly for the console, the Space Membrane. I haven't spent a lot of time getting it set up and stuff, but that looks like it could be pretty decent. It's temporal seating. You can get it on its own. Okay, I must have just bought the pack. Thirty-first century ships can be bought separately. Got it. Okay. All right, we have full team. What do we want to do, guys? We're not going to be able to do a lot here. Adler is level 40. It's going to let us do counterpoint. Let's do binary stars. Okay. We're going to do binary stars on normal. It's kind of weird, the ones that'll let you and not let you do when you're at a lower level. It just seems kind of arbitrary to me. If I could go back in time like 15 seconds. Oh, you're fine, Adler. Don't worry about it. If I could go 15 seconds back in time, though, I would have done the Lupiter Iris. We could have got our daily. That's all right. All right, and while we're waiting for that to launch us, I am going to go ahead and pull the giveaway for YouTube. So if your name is called, please say something in chat and let me know that you have or confirm that you have and use Discord. Photorus, am I saying that right? Are you here? If you are, please say something in chat. And I'll give you a moment or two. Say something in chat and confirm whether or not you use Discord. There he is. Awesome. Congratulations. Do you use Discord? This was the winner for YouTube. For Twitch, I'll pull that as soon as we get done with this TFO here before we raid. You do not? Okay. How do we want to handle that? Do you use Twitter? I tell you what, this will be the easiest. Just send me a message in-game using the mail. So use your mail up here and send me a message letting me know who you are, and then we can just do the verification through that. Oh, I'm about to die. Yeah, just send me a message in mail in game, because I'll have to work out with you meeting up to get you the EC, and I also have to verify that whoever sends me a message in mail or in Discord or wherever it is, because you can't message me through or nobody can message through YouTube, so I have to verify that people are who they say they are. So my username is at MCStu2001. There's no hashtag or anything on mine. So if you just open up your mail, send me a message, and just say who you are and what you won, and then I'll contact you back after the stream, and we'll get everything worked out for you. Close enough there. The only thing I don't like about this TFO is that it changes the way your ship looks. Augie, you still here? You're having all kinds of problems with mail last night. I had a message from you on my free-to-play account as well. And Fotris, you don't have to do that right this second if you're not in a position to like get logged in and stuff. Just so I know that's where I need to be looking for you to contact me. Turn. Yeah, so I got probably about 3-4 hours worth of playtime on the ship, and I don't have any complaints. You know, and that's without even considering it's free, right? So it's a decent ship. I don't know about the trait. The console's okay. You know, for science filler budget-ish kind of a thing, but overall it's I don't have any complaints at all. I'm really enjoying it. XP, I'm curious. Mind hazarding a guess how much I've spent. Oh, hold on, my wife's just walking out. On the game, so on my free-to-play, I haven't spent anything. On my main account that I play on most of the time, I mean, because it's only really over the last, like, year or two that I started, like, spending a little bit more money on it. If I had to just guess, I would say, I don't know, $700-800, maybe $1,000, but I don't know. So I think the largest purchase I've made is the anniversary bundle. I don't buy, you know, like large amounts of keys or anything like that in open boxes, so I don't do any of that because that can get pricey real quick. So yeah, I'd have to say probably $700-800 over the course of, you know, about 5-6 years. And I'd say the majority of that was probably like the last like two years or so, 2-3 years. My wife said, "Oh, you're listening to Spencer again?" Oh God, again? We all sound the same, huh? I have the unpinchable cheeks. I guess you can just hear us, right? K. Anderson, getting late here. Thanks, good for the info. Hey, thanks for being here, man. I appreciate you. Oh, I need to go over here and we need to clear this area. I always forget about that. Let's get sidetracked blowing stuff up. Let me grab my actual handle here so I know I got it right. So that's my actual in-game ad handle. I'll just throw it in the chat there. I just want to make sure because I don't want to lose track of you. Photorus. So grab that ad handle, send me a message when you get around to it. I'll be off right after the stream, but I'll be back on later this afternoon. and I'll contact you back. We'll do the verification real quick, and then I will get you your EC. And which, as soon as we finish this, I will pull that giveaway. I'm way over time here, but I'm having fun. That's all that matters. Till the hunger gets bad, and then that's all that will matter. Gotta maintain the dad bod, dudes. All right. Kufma. Team Dad Bod. Okay, well, did you see the shirt? Yeah, take a picture of it or something. I think it just replaced my my all-time favorite, which is a Game of Thrones one. It just says, "I drink and I know things." I wore that one time. We went up north. There's they do this. You can go like stay at like these cabins, and it's called the Polar Express. It's for like Christmas stuff, and so we went and took pictures with Santa, and I didn't even think twice about it. But we got the pictures and stuff, and we were looking at them. We got back home. I'm standing there with my family, and I'm wearing that that shirt in our Christmas picture. My wife's like, "Now I have to send this out to all our relatives." I'm like, "Hey, it is what it is." Oh, I'm about to die. Too close to all the anomalies. Where's my mouse? There it is. The only drawback on this build right now is because I only have that one engineering slot. I don't have a way to cool down evasive maneuvers, and it's kind of a bummer. A little spoiled with that. Tenth anniversary bundle was outstanding value. Yeah, agreed 100%. That was the best money I ever spent on the game, was the anniversary bundle. I see you on Twitch. I prefer live streams over YouTube. Yeah. The Twitch interaction is, they definitely got it together. I mean, they kind of invented it, quote unquote. They're like the first to really get a good, recipe of how to have a good chat experience. I think YouTube's coming a long, long way. All right, let's get the giveaway going for that. GG's, guys. That was fun. On Twitch, because there's messaging, I'll have you just send me your in-game ad handle, and then I will contact you when I get back on in a little bit, and we'll set up meeting up. We don't have to do any kind of verification on Twitch because you can message right through Twitch. So the bot says this person won, and this person sent me a message, and it's just super easy. So we will do that. All right, so we are going to close the giveaway on Twitch here, and let's give it like 5 seconds. More DOFs. Major Kira, thank you for the DOFs. Appreciate that. And yeah, the verification part's easier there because you can just message right through it. But again, here is my ad handle for in-game STO. Just shoot me a message in the mail, and I'll contact you back, and we will get you your EC. Yeah, I don't think my mail's full or anything. I just cleared it all out, so do it. Don't do it in the chat though. Do it like, you know, from the mail when you send it. All right, let's go ahead and do this giveaway on Twitch. Okay, we're going to close the giveaway, and we're going to draw a winner. General Washington, you won with 2.13% chance. Awesome. General Washington, are you still here? Wife said she's going to make us all shirts. Oh, God. There we go. B-team shitters. Perfect. There he is. All right, General Washington, I'm almost 100% sure I have you on my friends list, but just shoot me a message on Twitch, and I will I'll reach out to you and get that set up. All right, so for Twitch, we're gonna go ahead and get the raid going, and then we'll get YouTube closed up. Adel, dude, thank you very, very much, man. I really appreciate you. You have a good one. Thanks for being here. Is Big Papa Tart still live? Or does anyone have any other suggestions? Let's see here. Big Papa Tart is still live. Do a barrel roll. I don't know if I have that unlocked on here or not. I'll look in just a second. Let me do the Twitch raid, and then I'll see if I have the barrel roll. Because that's just unlocked on a specialization, right? No, I want us to just see. Pilot. I gotta remember to put this back. There is that it? Lone Wolf? No. How do you get the barrel roll ability? Or is that's a trait, isn't it? Is it a trait? A trait from pilot? There it is. All right. I used to like doing barrel rolls in the Vengeance. That's so cool. I did this little kit bash. I don't know. It just kind of looks like a hot rod to me. I did the red coming out of the back. I just like it. I haven't done a barrel roll in years. All right, let's get the raid going here. I didn't want Twitch to miss out on that. All right, Big Papa. All right, guys, we are going to raid Big Papa Tart on Twitch. Please show him some love. Say what's up. Hopefully he doesn't give me another embarrassing intro there like last week, but what can you do? All right, guys. And there we go. Raid is going. I appreciate you guys on Twitch for watching. I know we probably have some duplicates on both, and that is awesome as well. All right. Okay. So that raid is done. YouTube, Facebook. Let's double check Facebook again. And oh, we have Thomas. I have missed the giveaway you have. I'm sorry, man. And I'm sorry I didn't see you right away on Facebook. I'm trying to accumulate the hours so I can open up some features for doing some of the giveaways and things like that on it. If you're still there and listening, but I apologize. We did the giveaways on YouTube and on Twitch. I'll do a better job to it. Maybe I need to do a post on Facebook to kind of detail what the deal is over there at the moment. So, all right, guys, that is going to do it for me today. I hope that was helpful info. I'm excited for this ship. I'm excited to get it on my free-to-play. It's a good ship, and you can do a lot with it. And for free, that makes it like twice as good, in my opinion. So, yeah, that's it. Guys, I appreciate all of you for watching. We'll have videos coming out this week on different builds for the ship itself. If you have questions, need help with anything, check out the Discord server if you're not a part of that already. Links down in the description. We're more than happy to help you out, take a look at builds, just hang out, or post food pictures. We like those. Pet pictures. It's just a good time. It's a bunch of just great people in there, and everybody is more than welcome to join that. Just be nice, and that's all we ask. All right, guys, until next time, I appreciate all of you very much for watching. Have a good one. Cesspool, have a good one. Martin, thank you as always. Jamie, Chrome Nuke, appreciate you guys. Mystic, have a good one. Thanks for being here. Dan, Phantom, 07s, Dark Ghost, have a good one, man. Appreciate you. Congrats to the winners. All right, I got your message. You are safe and good to go. I will contact you back a little bit later today. Nick, have a go, man. Nicholas, 07s, thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Have a good one, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.